Did we try and press it at the same time? Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Look who's back.
I'm here.
I think me and Miles are both thinking of the one RuPaul song.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, not me.
Neither of us know the lyrics well enough to be able to confidently say them.
I know there's something about like from the Obamas to the Clintons, which has aged very
I do
interestingly.
remember that.
From the Clintons to the Obamas.
Thank you. Yes, from the Clintons to the Obamas.
Unfortunately, America didn't vote that way, Miles. I don't know why you.
I was there.
We could have had a war criminal rather than a different criminal. And wouldn't that have been better?
I have hair floating around in front of my face.
Oh, there was the most massive fly-in here, I think, yesterday, and it was so nasty. Remy ended up killing it, but like regardless of whatever, it was just like it flew past like my ear, and I just quivered in disgust.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you seeing 6, Pinguish? I'm confused.
I'm also confused. I hope it's not us problem.
I don't think so. I've got this big one on my phone. I think maybe multiple devices, but I have 2 devices up right now, so I also see 6 of us, and half of us are mirrored, which means it would be very confusing to try to do any high fives right now.
Very much so.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
Got it.
Thank you. Okay.
I don't quite have the encyclopedic knowledge of The Simpsons.
Oh,
I get the more common references. But...
Before we start scripting, I remember, was it last script episode or was it a normal one where we completely forgot to do the poll results?
It was a normal one because I was in the chat being like, did you forget or did I miss it?
Yeah, we forgot. So we basically ran into this like particular use case of ignoratives that was about emphasis, and so it was more or less the same as like a me myself sort of construction, which I know it exists in Spanish. I don't know if it's also used for quite the same effect everywhere. I mean, obviously, it won't be used everywhere, but like, it seems like a relatively widespread strategy. So we considered like an idea of no marked emphasis. Essentially, the idea would be that that would all be done by prosody. And this one did say, yeah, we were going to do like some like other particle stuff, like clausal coordination. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not an exclamation mark is the real question here. So then we had option 2, which was basically we just leaned into it. This was one that you came up with, Miles, wasn't it?
Correct.
Lovely.
This was just kind of just doing it what it is and such.
Mm-hmm. I did have to update the dots on this. I think it looks very cool. Although now that I look at it, it's kind of like someone with a runny nose.
I see that.
It is. It's something.
It's a very cute face.
Or like
maybe it's
nostrils.
The nostrils being illustrated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It also gives the Jeep.
Then we have option 3, which was basically the idea would be that we like lean into the sentence final particle. Did I say particle?
Yeah.
Particle.
Particle.
Category. We're not going to do this. Spoilers. We're not doing it
No.
today.
Well.
Oh,
Don't bring it.
and then
Oh.
option 4 was a very me option, and it was I kind of realized afterwards. I went and tried to read a bit more. I think that like calling these interjections emphatic is maybe doing too much. I think it's they read as emphatic to me because they use what is like a fairly like an interjectional construction in English. I don't think interjectional is a word, but anyway, like
No, it sounds like a word.
why not?
Exclamation! Exclamation is the key thing. It's that they form exclamations, not emphatic, because emphatic is different to an exclamation, because an exclamation is, I think it's more like, I once had imperatives described to me as things where you don't expect a response from the other person.
Yeah.
And this is also just kind of you exclaiming something like into the void, I guess, kind of like vocative-ish. Whereas to describe them as emphatic, they would have to be like, I guess they're asking for attention. That feels like something a sexist person would say about a person, but I think it's fine in this context.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Cha-Cha was just asking for attention. But yeah. And then if we go down to the results, Particle Party won.
Yay.
Not that many votes, only 9, and it was multiple choice. But
I may have forgotten to vote.
I
it's fine.
I did like all the options. Like I read through the poll.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like these all. And that was why I didn't vote. And then I only just realized that I never came back to it after that point. So I'm, it's good.
Hi, Maddie.
But,
hello, Madeline.
Oh, and Logan's here. Hello.
Logan and Caleb and Tinglish and everybody's here.
But yeah, should we get onto the theme of all the emphatic stuff? Has got me thinking about topics and themes and all that horrible stuff.
I was doing some documentation for my Pumalang, and I was trying to. I was just like talking about how the verb for teach works, like just to make sure that I have it clear in my notes, like that the object is the subject being taught and not the student. But then I'm like saying the object is the subject, and I'm like, I can't write that because then I will confuse myself. So I said the object is the topic, and I said less confusing in this context, but still bad.
Material.
Yeah, I think I changed.
Yeah, material is probably the one and good.
It was a really funny moment where I was just like,
wait,
how do you even say this?
Okay. So let's give Logan an excellent 22 minutes.
Okay. So we're going to have to see some like infinity screen for a moment, because I figured out a new way to actually show you instead of Inkscape, it's going to be my actual iPad, which is what I used to use before StreamYard, but I have to do this complicated double screen sharing thing. So
I think if you get past the infinity screen while it's not on being presented, we can present it once you're at the place that you want.
I suppose that's reasonable. Okay, maybe that's good then.
Yes.
Look at that. All right.
Voila.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here's what we have achieved in the last few script streams. So we've got all our letters. I think you can really tell by some changes in style that they were made over the course of several months. But yeah, we have them, and now our goal is to mess them up and stuff. So just as a sort of recap, and just to make sure that I understand correctly, this is basically the script as of the proto-language. And
yes,
we are going to continue to develop it in one direction and we'll later come back and develop it in another direction.
Correct.
Okay. And that will mean both changes in how the letters are used, addition of diacritics and things like that, but also just changes in the style and potentially writing medium. And so we've been doing a little bit of talking behind the scenes about writing medium. And one subject, now I'm just going to think about that word every time I say it. But one thing that has come up is the idea of leaf writing. So I don't know a ton about it. It does seem like it tends to produce certain not consistent styles between scripts, but actually the more I was looking at examples this past week, the more I was seeing ones that did not fit my conception of what leaf writing would look like, that had a lot more angles. Although it looked like the examples with a lot of angles and straight edges were written quite small, so maybe that's something to do with it. I don't know if you know more about that topic, either of you.
I'm probably the same with you.
I don't know. I think the thing is that the examples that we have are all based originally on the Granta, like the Brahmic scripts, right? So
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
So I think there's like a certain amount of like curliness that did exist before the adoption of the leaf manuscripts. Like I think when you look at the Pallava script, you can see the basis for like the Pallava script is the version that was used in the that was taken to Southeast Asia, and it starts off already being very curly,
Right.
And so the amount to like I don't know if that was potentially because of that already being written on leaves, but like we have like just looking at the Wikipedia page, there are I could share this actually if that's helpful. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, maybe that
I'd
would
rather
be a good
not
place
mess
to start
with the screen share.
Well, no, if you just take it over, I think it'll be okay.
Okay.
We know what to do now. I think it would be good to have that sort of reference point.
Okay. So like this is a 8th century inscription in stone, right? Oh. And you can see like the amount of like curls involved is already very high.
Oh yeah. Like okay.
The stylization is already like a big part of it.
Yes.
And for reference, this is the Pallava script in like this sort of form. I think I keep pluralizing it because there's a restaurant in Southend called Pallavas.
Okay.
Is it Sundanese script is one of the less angular ones. So like you can see that the writing didn't like do they have so the writing obviously doesn't determine the direction of these scripts entirely, but there does seem to be some utility in keeping some of the nudality. The quality
Yes.
of being a noodle.
Here we go. Yeah. The noodleness.
Yeah.
Is it worth showing some more?
Well, I was thinking I could show the references you shared earlier
Yes.
also, because
Okay.
I've got those all accumulated.
Cool.
So why don't I do that?
Oh,
Infinity.
Who is that? Is that who's sharing? Oh,
I
thought
started sharing you.
Oh, you can just do that. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so we have some references. This is one you shared just a few minutes ago, and
Yeah.
I
So
did not see. Can you tell us
this is
about this one?
mantra.
Oh, that's
Well,
sorry.
yeah, this
Okay,
is the
I'll try to do that.
So this is
Yeah.
used in South Sulawesi to write a couple of different languages. One of which is Buginese, and I can't remember the others. So apologies to all our Indonesian viewers out there.
We have another example of the same script, much more. Okay, this is just I'm not gonna get it any bigger than that. Sorry. And then a couple other things you shared previously. Oh, that's not the one. Here we go. So
is this
old Sundanese?
Oh, this is Sundanese, yeah.
Okay, that is very cool. I like this
So
style.
this is the same script as that one I just showed you, which looked really angular, but obviously when it's written on these palm leaves, the corners are doing less cornering.
Yeah.
If that
Interesting. Okay. So this is the same. Wow. Okay. And then there's also this
That's
one.
beautiful.
It really is.
This is a particular style of Burmese. That's like this isn't how the language is usually written.
Right.
Although Burmese didn't have a functioning script, like a digital script, for a very, very, very long time. Like I think it was as recently as like I think people use the Noto project fonts a lot now because they are so regularized. Whereas historically, like input methods varied a lot because of repression by the government. Yeah.
There's a lot of really interesting things about the way this is written. Like there are so many letters that are so just to the untrained eye very similar to each other. It's very hard to tell in some places where even the boundaries between letters are, but then there are some that are so distinctive, like this shape. And the sort of contrast between mostly the same height, but then these swooping diacritics, which I know is a thing just in the script in general, is very cool and something to keep in mind. One thing that I have learned from using conscripts in practice is that ascenders and descenders actually are very helpful to reading. Like it's like I really like the look of a script that has a single height, but then when it comes to using it in practice, it's just hard to distinguish things.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I actually even find this sometimes when reading Yiddish, where it's just like a long word and my eyes will just like have no idea. But that script has other issues, like several pairs of letters that are nearly identical, and if the printing isn't perfect, then they are literally identical. So we also had two images you shared that were not of the same category. Were these pictures you found, like took, or things from
Yeah,
online?
I took them.
Is this a tag from?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a tag.
Okay. Just some cool script inspiration. I think it's a very cool looking style.
Yes.
Obviously, the sort of joined nature of it will be tricky to replicate in a script. You know, you have to figure out how does stuff line up. But I like the style of it, and then this one is also very cool. It's almost like my brain keeps telling me, well, that's just an A with some very exaggerated serifs, but who knows what the actual thing is, because the rest of it is not really recognizable as letters.
No, this is
But
when
it's
it
sort of just
turns
like
out it's some
almost
like
serifs on serifs.
yeah, scary group or something.
Yes.
I don't know.
Single mountain frowny man.
I think that's all the reference images I have to share. So we can go. Oh wait, no, there is one more. This is something also in its own category. So where did it go? It's one of these. Here it is.
Oh, this is the one that I was kind of fiddling around with, just kind of based upon like something more angular and kind of like trying to figure out what shapes would be similar or between the glyphs. Like you can definitely see like that kind of like half hourglass shape. I kind of want to preserve in a lot of places, especially since like it is it's with all the kind of the Matries Lectiones. So like they kind of had that very similar look. So you kind of knew that it was going to be like a Vout-ish. And then I think this was kind of like where I was heading in reduction area. But again, like this could also, because like the font or like the script rather at this stage is at a proto level, that doesn't necessarily mean that that is going to stay in LHABJAD. It could move on to something else or like flavors of something else. But that's a whole other discussion for later.
Yeah. So in terms of style, I already said some of this to you earlier, but this looks to me more modern in a sense. It looks like almost like a sci-fi font, which is like a cool interpretation. It even though it totally wouldn't work, it reminds me of like, because of the commonalities between the letters, it reminds me of one of those like 8-segment displays, but if the segments were different. Is it 8? 7. 1, 2, yeah, 7. Where it's like there are these common shapes, but again, that makes it a little hard to distinguish in practice.
Oh yeah.
And also, if we're talking about leaf writing, so many angles, so many straight lines, that's going to be difficult.
Or leaf.
So I think we should hold on to this and think about it for something in the future. For sure.
Literally.
Yes. and for now, go more in the leafy direction. And see what we come up with.
Return to leaf.
Yes. Okay. So with that, I have to do another screen share and hope it works. We'll see in a minute. Okay. We back to seeing this?
We see you.
Yes.
Meme?
No, we see the iPad.
Okay, good. Okay. So actually, I had put on here some different styles of things. So in green is what Miles had shared. I just copied them out to get a feel for them.
Yeah.
And then the purplish stuff was actually, those were the first 6 glyphs, I think, from the very first stream. And after that stream, I had drawn them out in a different style, just hoping to like get a feel for it. Some possible evolution ideas. I'm not so convinced of them now. You can also see that the village glyph here was originally like a little 2-house thing, and then later it sort of became maybe a small house in front of a big house. Maybe that's a door. I'm honestly not sure whether it still qualifies as a village, but whatever, that's fine. It can have changed in that way, but I don't see this being a very likely outcome. Oh, you can also see that the version of the pod was different. It was a more David-friendly style without the loops, using little strokes for the P's or whatever they are, and then those just end up disappearing anyway. So that was an idea that I had previously. And I thought we could just experiment with some other sorts of styles. What is? Oh, I had also copied out the references you sent me. We just looked at those. So, Oh, actually, there was one more possible style. So I had been thinking about a more square blocky one previously, but less of the diagonal sorts of angles. And this was partly inspired. It's a little hard to tell with this pen tool type thing, but what I was going for was more of a shape of like, let me see if I can sort of draw it out. Very thick horizontals and thin verticals, which kind of matches some of the, well, it's actually the reverse of some of the ones we've seen. So the idea was for it to like be proportioned sort of like that. I don't know how well it works in a lot of these cases. Like some of them are pretty obvious changes. Some of them are going to end up looking very much like each other, which could be okay. This one, for example, it does not work for me anyway. But it could be actually sort of combining these. We could have that kind of Y-ish thing. But again, it's there's something for me about the fact that the strokes all terminate with the vertical and the horizontals are connected. That doesn't look right. Like for me, it's almost like a serif is missing, or if not a serif, then it should be proportioned the other way. Like that.
Yeah.
Which is gonna mess with some of these shapes, but I think it's possible.
I originally was going to make that thing, like that little branch one, just a straight line, just fully like reduce it down.
Oh, the grass cliff?
Yeah.
Oops.
Nope.
Sorry. Let me actually.
But like, no, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna say like straight lines don't work too well, and like there's literally like an L.
Okay, that proportion actually works okay. Let me see what these would look like in that style. Let's start there with a fresh thing. So right off the bat, this one is slightly problematic. I mean, we could rotate the whole thing and do just basically an M, which is got to be a glyph that exists in a million different scripts already, right?
No.
That leads to
Her.
some pretty straightforward ideas here. This one, I'm thinking probably can end up like that. I'd have to look ahead and see if there's anything that would interfere with, but I think it's okay. This, I think I had like some version of this.
A little ladder, dude. Yeah.
Which probably works, but I could see that. That looks kind of nice to me. We already have, no, we don't. So I think one feature so far is that the horizontals now always terminate at a right angle with some vertical, or they turn. So I don't want to cross it like this because that sort of violates that precedent. So I would just have it internal.
Yeah.
And then that brings up this one as a question. I could see potentially this being like one of a handful of letters that has a higher, like that goes above some, not baseline, but top line in the style of some of these scripts, where if the sort of inner part was one of these, because it's got to be hard to, properly, actually that's not terrible as it is, but the idea being it could go up higher, maybe. I don't know, something like that.
Or if it just became like a fancy ascender over the little one.
Something like that, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that, I want to make sure that the each stroke starts and begins vertical, but at least for this little experiment. So the grass, as we said, something like this, but that could also be reversed easily. There's no
Very.
particular reason it has to be in one direction. This one's interesting. This one really feels like it needs an ascender or
Yeah.
descender. Could work either way. But you can really see, I mean, it already almost has this right angle nature to it. Could also like have a full width thing on the bottom, or simplify a bit to something like that, or you know, something along these lines. In which case it is just regular height. But and I also feel like some of these enclosed things don't have to be quite so. Oh, bye. Like there could be more curves in certain areas, maybe. Like this can have more of a curve also, as long as the main parts begin and ends, you know, horizontal or vertical. I think that works okay. Let's continue. Let's work our way up. Actually,
Yeah.
this side is much more problematic. Already, this fly glyph was such a pain just to draw even this way and get it to look symmetrical. I'm really not sure how I feel about it, but for this particular style, actually, let me just look at this. So we do have some enclosed stuff. So what if right where basically it's that as an intermediate step? Maybe, I don't know, and that could even also tend towards that, but that's kind of less interesting, and also might be where the shoe is going actually. Well, yeah, because I could see shoe doing that, which makes these maybe a little tricky to distinguish in quick writing. But
it could be that fly needs an ascender, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, something like that.
Ah, interesting. I feel like as long as it doesn't just terminate at the top horizontal, that could work.
And it does feel right that the fly glyph would have an ascender.
It's very butterfly-esque.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Yep.
Is there a way to do like a if yeah.
Don't like that. No, that's just one of the other ones already. I mean, written in this direction, it's actually not bad.
That's
if it's a little more curvy.
There's a Georgian letter like that, right?
Probably.
I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's like saying that there's a Georgian letter that's like something isn't that difficult.
Right.
I'm trying to find it, but I can't see it. Anyway.
It looks like the reverse of the HA glyph to me.
HA?
HAE. Like the if you flip it.
I wouldn't know, but I believe you. Another tricky one. I almost just dropped my stylus. Okay, so I feel like just a straight up R is totally feasible. I kind of don't want the letter for R to just look like an R. So like if it did something to distinguish itself in some way, I don't know. No, it can't go like that. Or if actually we did have the rotation go the other way, and then that looks kind of absurd, but it's actually not terrible. I just, you know what? Maybe it's growing on me. Okay. Yay, an easy one.
Yeah. Okay.
And then this one in the original starts and ends more or less horizontal. So we might just want to rotate the whole thing, which is fine because it's a shell. So maybe that, or I mean, there's pretty much any orientation could work for this one, I feel. Probably better to start. Is that so that the initial stroke is on the left rather than having to start in the middle or the far right, because then spacing is wonky. Unless, of course, we do some shenanigans with writing direction, but I don't know that we're prepared for that right now. And yes, that was also my thought, Jude. Well, it's turning a pay into a test. I do feel like the Hebrew script comparisons do jump out here, even though it's not super in that style, but just because of the squareness.
Yeah.
And then these three are probably going to be the hardest.
These are the fun ones.
So, like head, body. I shouldn't do that with those. Head, body.
That's not that bad though.
And then, like, proportionally, it could sort of square itself out to, have a consistent bottom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not bad. And then hummingbird. But it can't end horizontal.
Just
the beak is
point it down then. I've already I was gonna go. Did you look at the sickle-beaked hummingbirds?
Did you? Sickle-beaked.
Sickle-bill hummingbird. I was making a word for seahorse because it came up somewhere else.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I know where it came up.
Yeah.
And so
and they were saying let me just share my screen. And so I was trying to figure out, like, if you don't have horses, what would they think seahorses look like? And I thought these would be very cute.
These are adorable.
And they work climactically. And so even though I've given them a different word for hummingbird for these ones, in theory, they could be inspired by the beaks of these to point down, maybe.
I like that.
Oh, that's fun.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's basically, so the idea was to get the second wing in there, and my first thought was to do it like the other one and then add the wing, but like obviously adding a stroke that goes into where another stroke comes from is a little difficult to align. So if it was just a single stroke to start with, but I don't like the look of that as much as I like. Well, I'll keep it there just because. Just like the single one. I don't know. And then person. That loop is. All the other loops.
The loop
are
all together, because we don't have any just a straight line ones.
That's true.
That is also very true.
So when you say just a straight line, you mean like
A vertical line.
Literally
Yeah.
just that?
Two of them.
Two of them. Oh, you know what?
Oh.
So this is a relatively coherent possibility. We'd have to sort of put them together to see, how we think of it in context. But I don't want to just stop at the first version. So do we want to try maybe another?
What it would look like with more pizzazz as the title of the.
All right. How are we defining pizzazz? We talked about the spelling. Now let's talk about the definition.
Pizzazz is entirely undefinable. It is a subjective category of extraness. I guess I guess what I'm wondering is, I think the thing when you look at the Burmese example for example, I think that it has a degree of flair without looking too noodly. And I wonder whether what I liked in Miles, and I think this is going in the other direction, would be in Miles is one and the Lontara examples. I think that some of it is that it's a lot more angular, right? So maybe either seeing what it would be like with more angles or like with more because right now is the only ones with ascenders are the Ev and the N, right?
And the F. The theta rather. The F.
Oh yeah, I think there's it could, if you have, for example, the shell, stylistically it could do a thing, or even that's bad, but you get the idea. And we could, there's stylistic things where you could have like a just a slight curve. I think looks kind of nice. The one thing I wanted to try, let me switch colors so we can tell what's going on later, is actually the opposite of what you just said, which is rounding things out a little bit more. Now that we have established the basic shapes and how we can have it so that we've got this vertical horizontal pattern, the in-between bits don't have to be quite so rigid.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think I was floating that a little bit with the what if it was more Burmese thing anyway.
Yeah. It's not to be so wide, actually. Other sort of things to think about, like I was just putting that little horizontal on the kohlrabi glyph, but we don't have anything that looks like a U without that. So it could just turn into that very easily. This one's not really going to change. Proportionally, I think the slightly more compact version is nice. It reminds me more of the Burmese, I guess, example that you sent, right? Yeah. But actually, even if this one is too round, because it doesn't have any terminating bits, what would you call it? At the ends of the strokes are connected. It doesn't feel like it matches quite as well to me.
Yeah, she looks fine.
This one really does need a little bit more vertical. Just otherwise, it is stretching our limits a little bit, which could end up being that, where we just get rid of the head, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry. I hope I'm not making anyone seasick.
I'm fine.
Yeah, no, you're not. I'm totally fine.
So this one, this was one of the ones we talked about with a possible ascender. Yeah, see, it does need to be quite a bit wider if if it's gonna be round.
This
But
is what I found
like
trying to do the thumbnail for the episode.
yeah.
I do like the idea of like stacking them, because it does seem like in order to kind of like save space, like that's what it's likely going to kind of. If also like I am imagining this to be a little more like condensed for some reason. I don't know why I'm leaning towards that, but something very kind of like dense.
I do like those scripts where it just like at very first glance it looks like just a lot of ink on the page, and then your eye sorts it out, which you get with that more compact style. I also, I'm thinking again about if you have the slight,
that's very nice,
or even maybe not quite so much height on the upper one, but like there's room to play around with it later. Also, easily. That I think is good. This one actually was already pretty round in that last iteration. And then, we can make decisions about what direction the swooshes go. There's a word for that that I'm not remembering. This one keeps making me think of a lamed somehow. Oh, I guess it's just the top part. It's lamed is there's a reason that the handwritten Hebrew looks nothing like printed, because it's just such a pain. I think keeping the slightly longer verticals or horizontals for this one, and then getting very curvy right at the end is maybe the way to go. Yeah, I'm a fan of that one. Let's just go back up. How did I draw this one? I think I did it like that, right?
Yeah.
Because when it becomes time to establish the pizzazz elements, it makes a difference how it's written. Whereas like for this, if it was always very squared off, you could do it like that as well. But I like the single stroke version, which would lead me to do something like that, where it doesn't connect, except that we now have our only horizontal-ish terminating end, which like this looks nice to me by itself, but it doesn't match. So
could you just add like a vertical serif?
Oh yeah, like a something like that.
That or down, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, but
we'll come back to that one. This one probably is not gonna have too much room for experimentation. And then I wonder. No, not like that. If it were not the same height on both sides,
I had that feeling somewhere as well. Yeah,
because I can see it simplifying to this, given again that there's no glyph that looks like this. Yeah, for it to be confused with. To be honest, I'm surprised at how few collisions we're having. Where with this amount of relative amount of simplification, we're not getting duplications.
Yes, very much so.
Kind of running out of room here, but I think that one's fine. I don't know. I could see it. Well, no, I was gonna say reversing, but then you're starting in the middle or the right. You don't want to do that.
I could imagine it simplifying to be, the Thai glyph where it looks like an N, but it's got a little kink in the leg?
Oh yeah, I think so. Don't
Like,
ask me to draw it though.
okay.
Uh, you're like extremely tiny on my phone screen because my computer screen is being mirrored right now.
No, that's fine.
You're like 1 centimeter total.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm so small.
Can someone like put it in chat?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll put it in chat.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I had the wrong one.
I find it very interesting. This is a bit of a tangent. How sometimes Wikipedia will call something a script and sometimes an alphabet, and I don't always agree with it.
Yes.
Does that help?
Yeah.
So in the sans serif style, it's very unclear.
How is this relating? Can you explain?
I think if it was flipped on the horizontal axis, then maybe like rather than a full like curve, it could just be a bump in maybe. Although that's just gonna make it look like the R but disconnected, I realize. But maybe if the R was disconnected, it would be less offensive.
I'm still a little confused, I have to admit. But
let's
flip
leave
horizontally,
it.
right?
Oh,
what? Oops. Wait. I'm really bad at doing this in like flipping things. It would right, but then alternating some other way. Is that what you mean?
If you think about like the very first R that you drew without the full loop.
Where is it? Oh, it's right below. Yes.
Yeah. If you imagine that the line, rather than connecting to the other line, just wiggled in and then went out again. Don't worry. It's
like if it didn't like connect all the way to like the second, the more left line.
This one.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes, like that.
Phew. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I think it still looks too much like a R.
Yeah, I think it looks like a little bit.
It also that wiggle is very out of the style of the rest of it. I have,
That's fine.
I feel like in cases like this one and this one, leaning into a slight bit of complexity with some of the letters is okay, even though it's not entirely functional. Because it gives it that character, and it's a thing that does happen. It's not like,
right.
Real world scripts are so streamlined that, because if they get too streamlined, of course, then stuff starts to look too much like other stuff. It's always the like a certain amount of the I can't think of words. like if you think about when speaking, right? It's like if our speech got, like, if everything was line-ited all the time, it'd be easy to speak but hard to understand. There's always the balance, right? So it's like some amount of visual distinctiveness at the cost of difficulty in writing is worth it for reading comprehension. Anyway, shell.
Yeah, the rock's going to be more circle.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's, I still think this one just feels too round, but well, I guess when compared with these, it's fine. I don't know. That would the specifics of that are gonna really be more of a font thing once we get to that point, if this is the style we go with. For this one, I just had okay. I had a thought and then dismissed it. But I was gonna say, rather than making the initial part the ascender or descender, depending on the direction, if the middle one continued, but that's just, I know I've made a glyph like that in like at least one of our fonts before, because that's T, I think, in one of them, right?
I
Or
think so.
something. I don't want to. I mean, it's different in style, but I also like the look of the edge descender rather than the middle one a little better.
Yeah.
So, I think the question of up versus down is going to depend on what we choose for other ones, and I think most of them go up, right?
Yeah.
It's also easier, like if you happen to be writing and some other letter is going to be in the way for whatever reason, like if we add diacritics or stuff, you can shorten the ascender versus if you already have a descender in the way of the next line and you might get stuck.
That was so like amazing about that one. Was it Burmese or Balinese?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's crazy how
none of them like clash whatsoever. And I thought it would just be like inevitable. And you just kind of just have to know by context what's the
I do wonder how much of that, not knowing the script is the result of different possible forms, because that's sometimes a thing.
There's also
versus like careful planning on the part of the calligrapher versus just the relative infrequency of the ascenders and descenders.
Oh, variables.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for this one, again, rounding out the loops a little more. I feel like that works pretty well. And maybe just a hint of a swoosh at the bottom. And
it does look like a lot of the loops are like they're based on diacritic, like they're essentially diacritical forms of those consonants, and so like they are shaped relative to the thing that they are attaching to, which is why you don't get the clashes so much.
I see. How do we feel about this stylistic variant here?
That's nice.
That is
like
nice.
I think I like the loop version better, but if we end up with like needing a diacritic or something, it could like turn into a loop. Like we could have something like that.
The one thing I could think that specific glyph could be is another version of the person glyph as well, and then have that loop be more associated with the terror bird one as well.
Oh, that's kind of fun, rather than the two verticals.
Yeah.
I could totally see it, like it's a person like just leaning over uncomfortably. Yeah. Interesting. Let me make a little note of that. Okay. And then I really don't like any of these hummingbirds, I have to be honest. Except for maybe the one over here, which again just looks like so many other glyphs that I've made. I feel like that's a shape that I just always come back to.
Yeah.
Is it better if the ascender isn't an ascender and it's like a squared off loop with a curved beak? It would look a lot more Burmese.
Just that, essentially?
Yeah.
Yes, that's absolutely better. Goodbye, wings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think that is like a workable version, which has some room for stylistic variation.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to... Okay, so it's 5:30. I would say I would be interested in trying to like come up with a totally different style and see how we feel about it, but I don't know if there's time for that. So I wonder about maybe just writing out some words and seeing how stuff looks in context if we know spellings of some things. I know this is another topic that needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, either of you have a word off the top of your head that I can try writing out?
The easiest thing to avoid the matriz lecciones would be a root that only originally has schwa.
Schwa.
Okay.
So
there are some cute words.
One thing is worth bringing up is that now that we also have effectively the retroflex L and T being learned in, I don't know what they would do with those. Like, it feels like they would probably, like, I think that they could write them just with a T and an L, and they'd have to try and remember that they were different. But
go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
Well, this could be a good opportunity for some swooshy, swoopy diacritics.
Yeah.
Which, when we say diacritics, I'm feeling for this one attached diacritics and not floating ones.
Mm-hmm.
Which means they would change depending on what they attach to, but like, it just feels right to me. You had something, Miles?
I did. So the word that I'm going to that will be studied is the word for hold, which is hode, which is spelled or protoform kai schwa ti schwa.
So it would be just written.
Oh, D.
T.
T.
Oh, T. Sorry. So it would just be
Kai
shell kohlrabi. Is that correct?
Kai and T. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, shell and kohlrabi. Or yes, shell and kohlrabi.
Welcome to the stage, shell and kohlrabi.
Shell and kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi is maybe just that. Like this. Let me space it out a little bit.
Nice.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, let me make that proportionally a little bit narrower. It's still not.
Is there a glyph that the shell would be the same as if you took away the extra ka?
Oh. I thought so, but no.
No.
Although if kohlrabi is simplifying by removing the horizontal, then maybe flood does too.
Yeah, there's nothing doing it.
I think would be better.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So let me actually make a note of that. Come on, green. And I just realized I squared this off a lot more immediately. Like I went back to the very square look. Let me try the same thing, but not too narrow. Maybe? I don't know if I like the outward thing. I think those are both okay. It's a very short word.
Very much.
Well, it's because it's very square, and the Hebrew script, as we know it, is literally called the square script. So I think that is maybe the reason.
Par for the course. Well, okay. There's
a reason.
Okay, so three roots are F schwa esh, F schwa q, and then there's F schwa. So essentially,
let's try one. Let's try one with more than 2 letters per word, just to get a better sense of how it flows.
Okay.
If you've got one.
Not with all schwas. That's
It doesn't have
more...
to be all schwa.
Oh, lovely. Even better. Great. Doop 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 doop.
To do, to meet. That's the very first one in the dictionary. So that would be army ant. I can't remember what Q was.
Q. Oh gosh. Like I see
Q
it on my screen.
is footprint.
Footprint.
Yes.
Now this one looks very tall because I drew the ant too tall. Unless that one ends up having a ascender or descender by itself, but okay.
And then an L.
What is L? Shoe. See, proportions are kind of weird now because that looks very tall compared to the shoe over here.
Yeah.
So
and
maybe some mixed height stuff needs to happen. Sorry, what was that last one?
Last one is the M.
The flood.
Okay. So okay. Let me go back. Now that I know and hopefully remember. Oops. Okay, I said I would remember, but I immediately forgot. Second letter was
Q. The footprint.
Yeah.
Let me then. Oh my god. Shoe.
Then shoe.
And then
flood. That's the village.
Oh, you're right. Which one is the flood?
The single height.
Oh, it's just the
the individual occupancy house.
You know what happened is it moved up, and I just saw these all in a line, and I was like, oh yeah, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it makes me think of is it Tiffinach?
Yes, I thought the very same thing. Like the Tamazik, the Berber.
Oh
yeah.
Which also side, if you're not listening to Berber rock music, I don't know where you've been, but you got to get on like the Tenari Wen scene. Like it's like everything kind of like with the beat of salsa with just like the crisp guitar vibe, and it's just like such a very good dance moment. Like the rhythm is very on point. Yeah.
The thing with Tiffinach is that it has. Is it the A? The A glyph is the very tiny circle.
Yes.
Yeah, which is what it reminds us of, even though it's like the opposite effect, right? Where you have one letter that looks huge and the rest looks small.
Yeah. I need to play around with this some more and write out some more words, because right now I'm super not feeling this particular word, but it could just be this word.
Uh-huh.
I think I need to experiment and just write out a bunch of things and try out some different styles before any further decisions get made. But do we want to talk about other, go with any of the other inspirations and just go through it and see if there's something?
Should we try something more like Lontara and Miles's one with some like triangle as the underlying shape?
Let's see how quickly I can do this. I'm just gonna keep this brush, even though it's not quite right. But what I was thinking immediately, because it has so many of those V type shapes, and I think it has a number of things like this, right?
I think there's one that look nearly just like that.
Yeah, probably. There's not a huge amount of possible variation.
That would be nah.
Okay, perfect.
Nah. Great.
And I mean, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
I like it. And that I think that does exist.
Really? Okay. I mean, probably.
Oh, that's wow.
Amazing. Hell yes.
Do we think something like this? No, that's terrible.
Maybe like them kind of like no, never mind.
I feel like because
there is they do have one that is a square. That's the sa.
Like actual square or like virtual.
The thing is that like the way that they write it, it doesn't look so weird because it's slightly like it's like the second one you have, except without the sticky outy bits.
Okay, it's literally just
yeah.
Okay. The reason I did the sticky outy bits is because in actual handwriting, especially quick handwriting, getting those to meet is difficult. Like you can see, I did it in two things because diamond by itself is so hard to get even. And then if they already will naturally go like a little bit past, then making it so that they sort of officially go a little farther, I feel like makes it easier to follow.
Yeah.
Well, let's just keep going through and see what we get. So this one
is the same as kohlrabi.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. So that's no good. Well, what if kohlrabi just doesn't have the
dot? Yeah.
What if it just had a line through?
Wait. Oh, the vertical?
No, like a horizontal.
For kohlrabi.
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
So in that case, this would be this.
Yeah, pretty exactly so.
Yep.
And what would this be?
You just put like a diagonal line off the side.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, one of these looks like a creepy face, apparently.
Yeah, I think the personas are definitely given eyes.
Yeah, that's probably true. This one, maybe.
Because
you can see it just, like if you do the, you can see how it gets there, right?
Yeah, we also don't have a V without a dot, do we?
We do. Oh, not anymore.
Kohlrabi, yeah.
Yeah, so it's either going to be like
footprint could be the opposite of village though. With a
that is true.
That is true too. Yeah.
Either of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No. Like I was thinking, rotate, and then
you could just give it a little swoop at the end, rather than a full circle. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. And it actually does resemble it more than I thought it would.
Yeah, I have the very same.
I mean, this could WIs.
Yep.
A lot of up/downstrokes, so maybe avoid V without a dot.
We're just going through as quickly as we can now.
Yeah, we're just just a little brainstorm.
But wow, that first column really is much easier than this one, though.
Truly.
What if this one had a similar like swoosh into a V?
Swoosh into the V? No, that's.
I mean, it could be V into a swoosh, which is probably more natural. Yeah, that. Or I think that's exactly a Yatlao glyph.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the. I'm looking at it right now. That's the glyph.
Anyway,
for Ma, I think.
Okay.
But I think it looks nice.
It looks very nice. No, yeah.
This could be like a. Something.
Yes, that's very similar to
which I mean, if
Turn
But like it could be
around.
the reverse of that one, right?
Yeah.
We just have to be
Yeah.
careful there. This would for sure just be whatever version of that works.
Amazing.
And then this may be
Yep.
eh?
Mm-hmm. A triangle with 2 dots.
Or yeah. It could even they could
could
realign
snap.
themselves to fit better.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2 nightmare glyphs. Which I think were like the first 2 probably, right?
Yeah.
Definitely the terror bird.
And couldn't you just do like a loop through itself?
Sorry, loop.
Those look fine.
Loop through itself.
I like a diagonal down that then comes around and back over itself. Like if you're doing a fancy, well, no, that's not the fancy X. Like you do. This is so hard to describe.
Yeah.
Like,
was it like this? No.
If you take the head off, yeah, something. I was imagining it with like the pen staying on the page rather than like
Oh.
So like you got the head and then you come back, do it like a X shape, but all connected. Yeah. Maybe
with draw an X like that.
Something like that, yeah. Although it looks very fish.
That's
it gives a lot more fish than I remember.
I do like that first one, like the kind of
the
like
first one is quite good.
Little squiggle and down.
Yeah, I kind of like that. And actually, the sort of that shape
it doesn't exist anywhere else yet.
In some of these other ones, potentially. Like
that would actually work for the rope if you turned it, right?
Yeah.
And then if rope is kind of like that, like upwards, kind of like backwards S, then maybe kind of like pod can just be that shape with a little kind of like line, but that might kind of be 2 downwards R.
No. I'm just trying to think where to put the line. Well, it could even just be the reverse.
Yeah.
Because like when we're simplifying this much, there's gonna have to be some
leeway,
stuff like that. I overall I'm not nearly as convinced about this one, but we're also kind of rushing it. But hummingbird.
Like that could be the other set of the claw village kohlrabi.
Oh, I see. The opposite of whatever the Q one isn't. Or
like a V with a line on the other side.
So
although I feel like the line could be like underneath
that way.
Although I don't know if that actually works. No, it's the same.
Actually, this could also, if we have the downward beak, if we're thinking of it specifically as that, then that could also work.
Yeah, that works.
Beautiful.
And then we would have to go with this one if we're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what were our words again that we spelled? We want to try them?
Do you want to do the really long one?
The 4-letter word, you mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
This is a compound. So it's army ant.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'll do it.
Yeah, that got me for a bit.
Yeah.
Then Q, which is the Mahirung foot. Then L, which is
the
shoe.
Yeah.
Maybe if since we're going with this, then we can use this for the shoe because I don't like the little blip.
Yeah.
It's pretty far removed, but whatever. And then
M is the flood.
Flood and kohlrabi are the only ones with any horizontal thing whatsoever.
Shu could take the horizontal, right?
Yeah, we're not distinguishing that horizontal anymore, I think. Because it can just be the literal hell.
Oh no, if Shu takes the horizontal, it would be the same as kohlrabi then.
Right. So it would still only be 2 glyphs with it. Okay, this is too repetitive for me, to be honest. It's a lot.
But I mean Lontara looks like that in the existing
really
font,
does.
but it doesn't look like that when you see it.
I need to look at more examples of it actually handwritten then.
I think because in the manuscripts, the triangles are a lot less exaggerated. Like, it looks like lots of little squiggly worms, which probably doesn't help the anti-noodle.
And
it's quite a different kind of noodle.
Yeah.
This is like crushed up ramen pieces rather than like whole spaghettis.
Yeah.
I think like where this system failed and the Lontara system kind of benefits from is it being an abugida. So like the thing with 1 dot could have 2 or like 3. So you kind of know what's up a little bit with the vowels. And I think because of that, I hear the sameness of it. Like it does look like a lot of these. It does look kind of like.
Do we have another word we can try? I want to. Another longish one. Is there something particular?
How about M and then double Ev?
Okay, M double Ev. Oh no, I can't do double. That's bad.
Oh.
Yes, do it.
Sorry.
I'm not doing that. No. That's out.
How about
how about today? Oh, okay.
That works. That works too. Either way.
But I think we've already done an M. I don't know if we've done all of these. So it does have an S, but it's a single S.
The thing I'm looking for specifically would be to use one of the other directional triangles. So a P, a Ch, M, N, one of those, because I think
it's easy to do.
Okay.
Let's do coconut crab.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, right. Go ahead.
P.
I already forgot. Is that's just okay? Yeah. P.
And then R.
Okay.
And then K.
Mm-hmm.
And then H.
Where's H? Oh, it's right there.
And then T.
Which is
downward V.
Kohlrabi.
Yeah. So, okay.
I think it has a strong vibe. I just don't know if it's the vibe that we necessarily wanted for this.
Well, okay. So I want to just point out one. So this one had a bunch of V1s in a row, and this one has several opposite V1s.
Hills.
But yeah, what I was thinking was in handwriting, they could combine. So like this becomes 3, and then you fill in the relevant bits.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
This one, you fill in the bits, and then maybe in handwriting it really does just do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is pretty good. What I was hoping for was a word that would have some sequence that was like that, because it's the overlapping that looks nice, I think. But if we know that we can either get the joining when it's 2 in the same, or the overlapping when it's 2 different, it actually does work a little better than I had thought. We just have to not be so square about the triangles.
It does remind me of one of the bits of street art / one of the tags.
Was it the
Yes.
That one?
Like in that
Yes.
it has like some of the same like dense curliness.
Actually, I got a good
This
word.
has grown on me a lot in the last couple minutes. Yes, Miles.
Yes. So lambda, so the fly.
Oh yeah.
And then the grass.
What does that? Okay, so that's gonna be that.
And then the Q, which I think is the
foot.
The foot. Oh gosh darn it. That's not what I wanted at all. Never mind.
This is turning into a cursive Cyrillic situation.
Yeah,
but
it is.
That's not a bad thing necessarily.
No.
Like, why not?
Why not?
It's one of those writing systems where you look at it and you're like, that is writing and not just some designs, right?
Yeah. I also share that same sentiment of like this has grown on me like a lot more in the last like 3 minutes.
Let me
You could also
try
like make the additional bits more elaborate, so it's more like you're like decorating. I mean, obviously it wouldn't make sense everywhere, but like if the dot was like more of a shape and the line in was more of a curve or whatever, like it would be more like
yeah. I could also see with this one, the top one being, because it's already above the other, being reduced a bit, or actually it could be the bottom one that gets reduced. But if it's
I do
like
think
that,
like actually, it would be worth.
We don't even have Hill with
Can we make the pod not one half of the thing we're not gonna write?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
We're not keeping that.
Yeah, that's also, I didn't even put that together. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yep.
Like,
did we had the backwards one of that, which is acceptable if not good.
It's in rope.
Yeah,
it is in rope.
At
least has that little loop for some saving grace room.
No, I don't think Jonathan liked the loop, even though the loop might be
what
he saves.
That is rather different than all the rest stuff. Yeah.
It's
The Luntara ones, they have a more like, some of them are more complicated, like they aren't all the triangles necessarily.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, most of them are triangly. Can we? Okay. Why don't we? I'm going to. Oh, I can just do this. I can stop mirroring, but you're still seeing my desktop, and I can look back at the example, which is that here. Where's my cursor? Okay. Maybe I can make this bigger. For some reason, it hates when I try to do this. It like really, it pretends it will work and then it doesn't. Okay. I have to just do it. Okay, so there's things like this, and there's a lot more interactions. I like. Ooh, I like those.
Yeah, that's the L.
These remind me so much of early European music notation. I don't know if you've seen that stuff. I used to have a. Oh man, where is that? I think it's in my closet. It's like a page of some giant, like Gregorian chant book or something. But so many common shapes there. And then the other one you sent is a little more casual, and you can see like that's that same glyph.
Yeah, that's the L.
I like this. Now I'm like, well, I like both of these, so that's a problem.
Well, whatever one we don't use for this, we can use the other one for the other one. Like the two versions of the script were coming, so
that is true.
It's
and they are very radically different. At least starting to kind of become different.
It would be interesting to like polish them a little bit, put them side by side, and then see how recognizable stuff is from one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not very, not that it needs to be, but like, I don't know.
Anyway, we have got to the hour.
We have.
Me and Miles aren't worried about a poll because I don't think we've even finished writing it up.
Doesn't let me stop sharing.
No,
Can you
I think
unshare
we're
me?
like 90%
minute,
done with it, and then it's gonna be this week's poll.
But it's about adverbs and the way we make them.
How they tick.
Yeah.
Adverbs and the way we make them.
Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Did David and Jesse say that they were going to be busy?
David posted something on Discord a few minutes ago.
Anyway.
Which, who knows what it was. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
He supports us, but they can't be here today.
Okay.
As of 10 minutes ago. Okay. I think that's a good place to wrap up.
I would say so. Okay. Well, bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.